Today we'll be talking about parallel lines. More specifically, we're going to talk about how to write the equation of a parallel line. So let's go ahead and begin with our first example. So go ahead and pause the video and take a minute to write this down. Press play when you're ready to begin working through it. Okay, so what we're going to be doing for each of these examples is we're going to find the equation of a line passing through this given point and parallel to this given equation. Okay, so the main thing that we need to remember is that parallel lines have the same slope. Okay, the same slope. So the first thing that we need to do is identify the slope for the equation that we're given. Well, we see the slope is represented right here. So what is that number? -1. Okay? So we know that our m equals -1. Now we also need an x and a y value to use later. That's given to us in the ordered pair. The x value is -2 and the y value is 3. Okay? So now once you identify those three things, your m, your x, and your y, you're simply going to substitute them into the equation y equals mx plus b. Okay? So our y is 3, our m is -1, and our x is -2, and just bring down your plus b. Okay? So now all we have to find is b. Does everyone see that we have everything that we need except for b? So let's go ahead and simplify our equation. -1 times -2 is what? +2. So we're left with 3 equals 2 plus b. Now we need to get b by itself, so we're simply going to subtract 2 on both sides. 3 minus 2 gives us 1. So our b value is 1. Okay? Now we have everything that we need in order to write our new equation. All right, so y equals, what is our slope? Remember, it's the same slope, -x. Remember, we don't have to write that 1. Plus, what's our new y-intercept? 1. And this is the equation that is parallel to this original equation and goes through this point. Y equals -x plus 4 and y equals -x plus 1. All right, so you see that's not that bad. All right, so let's take a look at the second one. All right, so again here, the first thing we need to identify is what our new slope is going to be. And we know that for a parallel line, the slope is going to be the same. Okay, so our m equals 3/2, our x equals 3, and our y equals 2. So we know that we need to plug those values into y equals mx plus b. So y is 2. And I didn't have to put that in the parentheses. I don't know why I just did, but it's okay. M equals 3/2 and x equals 3. Okay, now in order to solve this for b, we need to go ahead and simplify multiplication here. So you can just put this in your calculator if it makes you nervous. It shouldn't though. But 3/2 times 3 is just going to give us 9/2. I do want you to leave everything as a fraction. Okay, leave everything as a fraction. Now we need to get b by itself, so we're going to subtract 9/2 on both sides. And when you put this in your calculator, 2 minus 9/2 equals -5/2. So b equals -5/2. Now we just have to write the new equation. Remember, the new equation simply requires you to plug in the slope that you found, which is the same, and the y-intercept that you found. So it is y equals 3/2x, do not forget your x, minus 5/2. And this line is parallel to this given line. All right, now example 3, you guys are going to try by yourself. So go ahead and write it down, pause the video, and press play when you're ready to work through it. All right, now that everyone has had a chance to work through it, I'm going to go through it quickly so that you can check your answer. All right, so our slope, or our m, is -7/3. Our x is 3, and our y is 0. Hopefully you got those three things correct. Now I'm going to go ahead and write my y equals mx plus b and plug everything in. So y is 0, m is -7/3, and x is 3. Bring down my plus b. Now when I multiply these together, I end up getting -7. Now I need to add 7 on both sides, which 0 plus 7 is 7. And for your final equation, you should have gotten y equals -7/3x plus 7. All right, so hopefully you guys got that right. Let's go ahead and try one more. You guys are going to try one more by yourself. All right, go ahead and pause the video and take a moment to write it down and solve through it. Press play when you're ready to see me work through it. All right, so the first thing we need to identify is our slope. For your slope, you should have had -1/3. Your x is -3, and your y is 5. So y equals mx plus b. The y is 5. The m is -1/3, and the x is -3. All right, so 5 equals -1/3 times -3 is just +1. So let's subtract 1 on both sides. So 4 equals b. Our b is 4. So our equation is y equals -1/3 x plus 4. This equation is parallel to this equation. Okay? So today your practice is going to be a little different. Your practice is not going to be on a handout. So I'm simply going to, well, Mr. Haney's going to just put the questions up on the board, or the problems up on the board, and you're just going to do this same process, practice this process for each problem. Okay, so you'll need out a piece of notebook paper, and that's what you're going to do your practice on today.